Donizetti's Lucia di Lammermoor is one of the masterpieces of the bel canto repertoire. A bel canto opera involves a focus on great, elaborate, spectacular, athletic singing.
It's based on a historical novel by Sir Walter Scott that appeared in 1819. Scott inspired, we believe, by a real-life incident. Its background is Scotland at a time of great political turmoil, and tells the tragic love story of Lucy Ashton, or Lucia as she is in the opera, and her lover Edgar of Ravenswood, or Edgardo, Lucia's brother, insisting for political reasons and political gain that she marry a man of his choice, a man whom she clearly doesn't love. She clearly loses her mind over this, and on their wedding night stabs her new husband to death.
Making her role debut is Houston Grand Opera studio alumna Albina Shagimuratova. I'm sure people will remember Albina's wonderful Gilda in Rigoletto a couple of years ago. Lucia is a role that could have been written for Albina. It requires dramatic strength, vocal drama, but also great vocal athleticism. And Albina, I know, is going to thrill us all with her performance of Lucia. Making his HGO debut alongside her in the role of Edgardo is Dimitri Pittas, a fantastic young American tenor, already has a major career. Edgardo is a really central role of the bel canto repertory, as spectacular in a different way as the role of Lucia herself, requiring both great stamina, great vocal charisma, great romance, vocal romance. And it's wonderful to have Dimitri singing this role with us during this season. Returning to HGO, another great favorite, another studio alum, Scott Hendricks. He's one of the most successful young Italian baritones of our time, and it's wonderful that he'll be coming back to HGO to sing the role of Enrico, Lucia's brother. Many of you will remember the wonderful performance that Matthew Rose gave as Bottom in The Midsummer Night's Dream by Benjamin Britten, our new production a couple of years ago. The role of Raimondo in Lucia is one of the great bass roles, and Matthew Rose will be returning to HGO. Lucia will be conducted by Antonino Fogliani, a wonderful young Italian conductor who will be making his HGO debut with us in this production. A conductor who is really steeped in the bel canto style. And there is a real bel canto style on which the success of these great bel canto operas truly depends. And it's wonderful to be having an expert in that style conducting these performances.
I'm not convinced this was intentional, but I think as a Scot it's rather interesting to have engaged a Scottish director for a story set in Scotland, albeit romanticised by Sir Walter Scott. And I know that John Doyle's vision for the piece is a very stark one. Brutal Scotland, grey Scotland, very wet and drizzly Scotland.
One of the challenges of Lucia is to find a way of bringing the drama to life while respecting the musical formality of the piece. If it is approached from too specific a psychoanalytical perspective, the piece doesn't work. Lucia's mad scene does not withstand deep psychological analysis. It's a musical madness. It's a theatrical madness. And John is a director who will, I think, find a perfect balance between respecting the musical structure of the piece while at the same time bringing it to life theatrically in a very memorable way.